have this like shattered in the middle of a Renault grunge studio look that I actually am vibing with. I'm enjoying it. Everything just being out. I'm liking it, you know. You never see this side of like life on the internet. Everything is so polished, everything is so clean, everything is so like refined. I like it. I like that the process is messy. I told myself that grunge was my aesthetic and I'm seeing it manifest. Bits in there. Gonna add more. Because it takes like a week to like properly dry. I feel like a construction worker. Like this is construction time. Like, you know, like when the houses were like disheveled and stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. This is fun. I was watching videos about how to make music. It was from her, and she was saying that like just make sense of the story. Like singing, songwriting is storytelling. Tell a story. I have this thing. I started it when I was stargazing in the summer, but when I'd see stars out, I would sing that out. Yeah. When I'd see stars out, I'd try and make like a triangle, like and connect the dots. So with your eyes, like try and make a triangle. Like try and make small triangles, make big triangles, like slanted triangles. And then see like how big you can get them, or see how quickly you can make them. So like triangle, 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 triangle. And that was like a game that I used to play. And then you're like you're making this shape. Like this is the 3D, this is the third dimension, height, width, depth, like I don't know. I do know. Okay, this is what I believe. I believe in like the oneness, the single I am, and then duality, light and dark, yin and yang, positive and negative, and then the trinity that comes with the third dimension. So for me, the trinity is masculine, feminine, and child. I want to call them runes. The butterfly stickers. In one division, they were like, they're like your like barrier, should I say? Like they're just like ways of like, okay, you know when you're going to play football and it's not like an actual pitch, so you take cones and then you put the cones out to mark like where the pitch is gonna be. I'd called the cones the runes, so like it's the things that are like marking out like the points of it. But I also use them to make triangles, and I make the triangles to like send energy between all of the points and like just to create a connection. Electricity. It sounds like waffle, but it makes sense to me. Like electricity, it travels through, like energy, it travels through. So like, okay, what's something that I'd make a triangle? I use colors. So if I have like the orange jacket out there and I see my orange slippers and then I see orange gloves, I'll be like, I'll make a triangle between those three things to send the energy between that. Or I'll be like, my triangle goes from me to Badia to the yellow hoop. But it's right if there's like something connecting them. So like if they're all the same color, or if they're all the same, like if they have something in common, I feel like the triangle is stronger. But it's just like sending the whatever your intention is, you're creating, like triangulating the energy. Yeah, that's the best I can explain it. One I made yesterday, the grey bar that's gonna have the catnip and the catmint, I made because it was at the window and I was downstairs, and I was like, my triangle goes from like, I did 2 markers in the garden to the grey bar, and I really liked that because I like the idea of like everything like getting to know each other before they're like combined. Like I see the garden as like a miniature little kingdom, like a miniature city, and everything has its own like importance and significance. And then it's like you know how like your country will have its landmarks, or I will have places where things like to gather, or like I see the garden like that. And I like Like when I opened the wood, I was like, okay, I was like, let me do it like how when they're cutting the ribbon to unveil a new thing. Like I was like, everyone welcome like the wood, and being like, these used to be trees, and may their wisdom like come and like add to the garden, and like that kind of prayer. And then like giving life to everything, I think that magic, witchcraft is just intention. And if you're not doing it consciously, you're doing it unconsciously. When you like someone and you're thinking about them and they're not there, and you're like imagining scenarios within your head, like that's a form of it. Like it's not this like evil hoodoo voodoo like thing of just cursing. Like just you using your being to like create, that's a form of magic. Even if it's only in your imagination, it has energy and it's being sent out. And the solar plexus, our core, that's the seat of it, like the seat of your sorcery, the seat of your witchcraft. Solar plexus, the core. The solar plexus is for me the seat of the ego. Like what is like your name, your identity, what have you experienced in this body, in this vessel. And then below that you have the sacral chakra, the seat of creation, the seat of creativity, sensuality, like your pleasure and enjoyment for life, your sociability, how you're connecting to others. And then below that, at the base of the spine, the root chakra, things like basic survival, comfort, safety, security, now money, like your feet, like what do you, like just like the basic. But I think that we're like disconnected to the ground because we're like the shoes we wear, and like especially if you live in an apartment, or especially if you're living in a house with strict parents that are always telling you to be quiet, like we don't walk with our feet like really using the ground. I feel like we're always tiptoeing, and then like getting around, and like we're just kind of using them as like a mode of transportation. We're not really in tune with our feet. I think there's more to the root chakra than just survival. I think it holds more of our like shadow, our dark energy, because I look at the feet and it's like, how has it changed as we've been evolving? Like the way that our feet used to look kind of like hands. If you believe in evolution, if you don't, it's all good. It's all good. And now that they're like the way our pinky toes are like shriveled and stuff, I feel like that is what's holding my ancestral knowledge, because these are the feet that I would have had when my feet were a different shape, like generations and generations and generations ago. So the root chakra, base of the spine, sacral chakra, solar plexus. Like, who am I? Your drive, your personal power, your determination, your seat of manipulation, your seat of like, this is your seat of sorcery. Like if you decide like whatever the ego wants to do, that's gonna be the seat of it. And then you get to like the higher chakras, the heart, the throat, the brow, and the crown. As above, so below. Just because they're called the higher chakras doesn't mean that they're more important. As above, so below. I like the symbol of a tree that's growing, but the roots are equally as deep. Like you go into the darkness to get the minerals, to get the nutrients. Life is birthed in the darkness. It was dark in the womb. It's dark underground in the earth. When it comes to like our inner childishness, I see that as like our molten core. Like how the earth in the middle of our core is like melted hot, really hot iron. and then you have the outer layers. That's what I see as like growing older. Like you're just getting more layers on top. Like that core isn't going anywhere, but we may believe that because of how we've done it, like as a society, like we've like told ourselves that we have to like abandon it, but it's still there. It's still there. I want to talk about wholeness. I want to talk about non-binary. I see it like refusing gender as maybe a way to progress, because it's like when you think of God, it's like it's not man or woman, it's both. Like you need both for creation to happen. Like naturally it's going to be within everyone, but it needs to happen in a way of, I believe it needs to happen in a way of claiming the other gender rather than rejecting your own. Because a lot of it would be like there was some kind of like wound with the feminine that happened to you as a woman, so now you're rejecting your femininity and becoming hyper masculine. Because then you're just gonna fall into the same habits of toxic masculinity. I think that it's about claiming the other gender and welcoming it all in. So you have to embrace the fact that you're both feminine and masculine, not rejecting that you're feminine. Same goes for the other way around. Like it's about accepting both rather than rejecting any. I believe in equal and opposite. If there's a strong attraction, there's also going to be a strong repulsion. I think objectifying femininity and making it like the subject of something to like gawk at and like almost like a product to be consumed, I think that it created a lot of internalized hatred of women within a lot of us. And getting men to disown their femininity, so they feel like the only way for them to like regain their masculinity is to like have dominion or like entrap or to like possess a female. That was not it either, because they had femininity within them. They don't have to try and like cage it from somewhere else. Their sensitivity, their creativity, their expansiveness, the part of them that isn't so focused but it's expansive and it's feeling and it's intuitive, they have that within them. They don't need to go and take anybody's daughter to have that. I was thinking about heaven and hell. I think of like angels and demons as one and the same. I don't really believe in good and bad. It's more of a yin yang thing. Like one is a force of like joining and one is a force of separation. And you need both for this dimension to function in the way that it is. Everything is divine. Like this idea of, oh no, we're like waiting to get to a place of only good. That place of only good only exists because of the bad. Like to create that kind of a heaven, you had to create a hell. But it's like spending most of your time fearing hell, you're operating in hell consciousness. Like if you think about it, you're spending so much time telling me about lakes of fire, telling me about all of this punishment, all of this fear, but when it's time to like speak about heaven, it's like the descriptions are not so vivid, and it's like, oh, but the presence of God is there and that's what makes it so good. But it's like that God is within. It's not separate. Like convincing people that it was separate to them and then basing all of it on you need to love it so that you don't get separated from it for eternity. Right. You put Jesus on a pedestal, but he had the same flesh that you had. He's the child of God, the same that you are. Like, I don't get what the separation is. I actually don't get it. He came through Mary, It was a child of God. Is that not everyone? We came from a mother and we are also children of God. Like, where I don't get the separation. The same blood that he shed is the blood that I have, is the blood that we all bleed, is the blood that the animals bleed too. Before Jesus came, they were atoning through animal sacrifice. Everything is God. I'm learning that the deeper I go into the darkness, the more I'm able to appreciate the light. Just because you're running away from the darkness doesn't mean you're running towards the light. You're spending time running from something that you could face and overcome. We're one consciousness expanding. These things are here for because they're part of us. We can't run from anything. If you run from it, you just make it bigger and you spend your entire life on that treadmill, on that hamster wheel. Everything is one thing. There's no escaping anything. A place of torment, a place of suffering, a place of separation from God, that all exists within. There's no demon that exists outside of you that doesn't already exist within you. If you're spending a lot of time like talking about, oh, this is bad and that is bad and this is bad, those are just the things you're projecting your inner world onto the outer. So it's like these are the things within yourself that you think that you can get rid of by condemning, but you're just making yourself feel worse as it's existing within you. Your universe is a reflection of you.
They say I made the move. Everything was in the dark. No memories at all. Just a tiny freezing wind in my back. And I was sitting there, singing a song I had never heard before. Suddenly, a voice told me, keep on singing, little boy, and raise your arms to the big black sky. Raise your arms the highest you can, so the whole universe will glow.
I want this clay to be lumpy because when I'm watching other people do miniatures, they spend a lot of time texturing, and I want to begin with the texture. So let's get this nice and cathartic, like release. I think we're naturally destructive, and it's been heightened by the level of restriction that comes with having order in a in a congested. I just think we're congested, but the thing is, I'm not even saying it to complain. It's for a reason, and when we're like more utopic with the city, as we continue to be more utopic as a city, it's gonna be a great benefit for everyone. Use technology to integrate nature. Nature is the first technology, and soon we won't separate the two, because it's like the best things that we design, we're taking inspiration from nature. Or the machinery that we design that's designed after bugs, like the dragonfly. If you're watching June, that's coming out soon, the flying machines, they look like dragonflies. It's because it works. If that thing organically evolved to be specialized, like, of course that's gonna be the best way to design it. Hello, Leo. My hands have cornstarch on them. I will not be coming out. Oh, my neighbor's going to help. Oh. I love that. That is so sweet. That's so sweet. Cause it's a joint effort. It takes a village. It takes a tribe. Thank you.
That's all right, love.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I love that. I love that a lot. So cute, so cute, so cute. Hello. Hi, Julie. Thank you so much. How are you? How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Oh, look, it goes in my slipper. Yeah, I'm just going through quite a bit at the moment.
Oh, I'm making clay.
Can I give you a cuddle then?
Thank you. Thank you. Cassie, thank you so much.
Okay.
Hello, Leah. Hello, hello. Hello, hi. Hello, hi. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hi. Hello, hi. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Do, 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 do. I really love that song, Me Child by M83. That's my favorite song. Oh, the epic. It makes me feel otherworldly. It makes me feel it just feels magic. That song is magic. Like, meditate to that song. Like, I feel like that song puts me straight in my flow state. If I'm like trying to latch onto that beat, it's just like, oh. Oh, it was a stove. That's me. I thought it was somewhere else. It was me. fuck? I was like, something's burning, but I forgot that the steamer, when the water runs out, it starts to burn. It's okay. It's okay. Yikes. I'm happy with the ventilation in here. I'm grateful for that. I am also grateful for the Leah as well, but I still want to like get the process because it's experimental. More glue. We're gonna have to add way more cornstarch. Okay, I'm gonna go get cornstarch. I've been in just enough. The cornstarch is in the air. And the glue is on my hands. I like that I'm ingesting it. I like that it's gonna be in me. Oh, this spatula's hot. What we need to do is just like okay. So this is what I want to do. I want to sculpt the garden. I want to use the textured clay to build it up, but I have to move the fridge. I'm gonna move the fridge that way because as much as I do remember it, I want to make sure that it's like true to it. So like I want to do it while looking at it. So like putting it here. And also that's just a little bit from my morale. I don't want to be in the kitchen. Look, come look at this view. Look at this beautiful view. So that the tripod is like here, but then my eye level is about here, and it's real cozy. So yeah, that's what we're about to do.